and you gave us huge support. I want to thank to all Americans. We understand that it's more than 43 billions for today. It's big support, and I understand that it's all your money, but you have to know that you spend this money for not just for fighting. You spend this money for our lives, and I think that we save the lives for Europe and for all the world.
Hey, bro.
Huh?
Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't change clothes, bro?
Let me ask you a question. Every time you see me, you gotta ask me a question like you 50 Cent asking people 21 questions.
But, bro, you gotta have some hygiene.
Let me
man.
ask you, did you take a bath last night?
Of course, and that's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta have some hygiene,
well,
man.
congratulations, because I'm homeless and now I have the luxury to take a bath every night and wash clothes like that. So be grateful for what you got and stop always talking about people and stuff. That's what's wrong with people. They always talking about people instead of trying to help them and stuff. Just thank God that you able to take a bath and change your clothes every night. I might have them on the next day and the next day and the next day. That's between me and God. You worry about yourself. Any more questions?
You good,
Oh,
bro.
all right, that one I thought. Have a blessed day.
You know one of the first things Black Americans did after slavery? We ran for office. Our ancestors were poor and illiterate for the most part, and still they stood up for us. Nowadays, these Black leaders stand up for everyone else but us. Listen, whether you're white, whether you're Black, whatever, if you feel that these current politicians are not doing right by you, then you run for office and you become the politician who would do right by the people and for yourself as well. Black Americans, we have fought in every single war this nation has had. We have fought for this country even when this country consistently fights against us. It is time for us to stand up and fight for ourselves. Republican, Democrats, neither one's done well for us. Let's replace every single last one of them. Let's run for office or they're going to keep running us over.
I am Greg Marcel Dixon, and I approve this message.
All right, welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. And this again is a beatzillapdx official news break. Of course, you can see me on camera right now, but I will be spending some of the time off camera as we're going through this broadcast. So, with that being said, hopefully everybody is doing well on this Wednesday. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's been a while since I've been on camera on a Wednesday. So yeah, here we are. So people, oh well, why is he off camera? So yes, here I am. And as you're coming in, please like and share. Please like and share this broadcast. There they go. Yes, indeed. Please like and share this broadcast. We are getting into it. Bigger real quick. All right. So, also, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, you can do so right now by hitting that subscribe button. You can join as well and become a member of this channel, but also hit that notification bell and hit the word all. That way you will be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. So, me and my spider bite are live in full effect in HD tonight. All right, so let's see who we got in the house tonight. All right, we got Brother Doom Mega early in the house. What's going on, brother? What is going on? Lawrence Lilly in the house. Welcome, Lawrence Lilly. Judah Queen is in the house. Black First. Again, please like and share. And Patricia Slade in the house. Jersey City in the building. Hello, Chad and host Beatzilla. Black First Forever. Yes, indeed. Blueberry Muffin in the house. Evening family, Black First. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ren 11B Airborne. What up, family? What is going on? We got our brother, dark-skinned brother in the house. Shalom, Beatzilla. Warrior brother. My warrior brother. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out and salute to you, too, my brother. Let's see. We got our sister Key Prince in the house. Welcome, Key Prince. Yes, indeed. We got David Boyd in the house. Welcome, David Boyd. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Quasi Black Star in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. All right, all right. So that is who is in the house right now at the present moment. Go ahead and put that on. Put that backdrop down there. Yes, indeed. I didn't realize that was still on there. There we go. Okay. So with that being said, I'll definitely do that. Let's get into. Let me go back to the first video that I played. I see our sister Tasha Peters in the house. Good evening, good evening, good evening, Tasha Peters. And I also see, thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the flowers, Blueberry Muffin. I appreciate that. We got our sister Tia to you in the house. Peace. Yes, indeed. And beats my Beatzilla PDX Ken. Absolutely. All right, so let's see where we're going. Like I said, we're going to play the first video that you heard because let's just cover that right off the rip. So going back to Zelensky, he basically now was coming over here to make pleas because if y'all didn't know, there has been reports of people working with some alphabet agencies to censor certain social media voices, I guess, and outlets against I guess for the people who are talking against us spending all this money on Ukraine, like we do over here. And as y'all can see, some of us are severely shadow banned. And I've been one that has remained vigilant on talking against all of this aid funding, this sham war over in Ukraine. So let's go back and hear him make his plea to the American public.
And you gave us huge support. I want to thank to all Americans. We understand that it's more than 43 billions for today. It's big support, and I understand that it's all your money, but you have to know that you spend this money for not just for fighting. You spend this money for our lives, and I think that we save the lives for Europe and for all the world.
Not over here, because we ain't got nothing to do with that. So no. And not to mention, here's the other side of this whole debacle. This is the side that keeps funding this situation. And I guess this happened earlier today.
Russia could end this war tomorrow by withdrawing its forces from Ukraine, wrecking its international borders, and ceasing its attacks on it, its inhumane attacks on Russia.
It's inhumane attacks on Russia? I mean, that was a word salad within itself, just real quick. Damn. But I guess he's been having a lot of gaffes. I guess also I seen a headline to where they say Joe Biden, I guess he called Vladimir Zelensky or whatever his name is, he called him Vladimir Putin. So I guess that didn't go over too well. And then also, I don't know if y'all seen Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr has recently came out and said something about Ukraine. And it was very interesting, because she's actually been saying some things here lately that I'm kind of surprised certain powers that be are not really drawing more attention to, but maybe it's all by design. Who knows? Just begs to say certain labels are not getting put on Roseanne Barr that you would kind of suspect would be put on an individual saying some of the things that she's saying. But no, doesn't seem to be the case. But nonetheless, let's get into a little bit of this news. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me watch the screen. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can play this here. Probably not. Okay. The video I want to play, I can't play it the way I want to play it because it has music in it. And I don't want to get that hit. I'll see if I can get to it later. So let me move on to this other story. So in local news, we have a lot going on here locally. Let me see if I can find. Bear with me 1 second. They had an event here. That they actually, I believe, broke the Guinness World Records for. Okay, there it is. Okay, there we go. Let me share this screen. When they say they keeping Portland weird, that is an understatement. That's one of the monikers of this city. is keeping Portland weird. And this story definitely does not disappoint. Hold on. Because I don't need to play that video. Let me share this. All right. Y'all see that? How about that? How about that? So, this is was going down in my city today, over the past few days, actually. So it says at around 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the Dragathon performers passed the new world record for the longest drag performance. But they didn't stop there. They kept going to raise the bar and to a whopping 48 hours. The event, which started at 4 p.m. on Monday, had lines going out the door with people waiting to see history in the making. It featured performances from more than 120 queens, kings, and MCs with more than 600 songs and 700 set changes. Wow. The previous world record sat at 36 hours and 30 minutes and 40 seconds. And when the Portland performers passed that, the show continues on until late Wednesday afternoon. Dragathon isn't only about beating a world record, though. The event is also raising money for the Trevor Project, which works to protect and support LGBTQ youth. The event raised more than $285,000 and more than $50,000 donated by the Portland-based queer clothing brand Wild Fang. Quote, "This event has been a historic testament to the power of self-expression," said Emma McElroy, a producer of Dragathon and CEO of Wild Fang. Okay, well, she's clearly of that community, so she definitely has skin in the game here. I've produced a lot of shows over my career, but nothing like Dragathon. We're overwhelmed by the outpouring of support from the Portland community. There's no other city in the world where we could have pulled this off. Ain't they telling the truth? Congressman Earl Blumenauer congratulated the performers after their record and said it was fitting to bring historic recognition to the late Darcel. Wow. For those who aren't aware of who they're talking about, when they talk about Darcel, he is a famous drag queen that just recently passed, maybe a month or two ago. And they're already naming a street after him. They're renaming a place that is named after the very first mayor of the city. And they're changing that to name it after Darcel. And they're not naming it, of course, as him and in his male, because I always seen him because he actually lived in my neighborhood. So I seen him dressing as a man. I never seen him in drag. But nonetheless, the street is going, or the park is going to be named after his performing name, which is Darcel. Despite hateful attempts to restrict or even ban drag performances across the country, in Portland, drag is not going anywhere, Blumenauer said. Boy, he's proud of that, ain't he? "We are proud to celebrate this incredible performance, art, and the entire LGBTQ community today and every day. Congratulations to all." So that's been the key focus here. Needless to say, yeah. So, it's it's interesting when you have so much support, you can still have people. Because I don't know how many people of you are aware of where Megan Rapinoe actually lives. This might blow some of your minds, but y'all might know her from winning a championship with the Portland Thorns. What are the odds? What are the odds? So in the very place to where trans and LGBTQ community is so celebrated, that this is the one place that you could most definitely pull off the Guinness World Book Record place for the longest drag show. So literally a woman from Portland is coming out saying Dave Chappelle is the reason for violence against trans people, when she lives in a city that has now broken a world record. Imagine that. If you had some buffering, I don't know what they're doing, but just go ahead and refresh your screens. You know how that go. Lord. Devin Haley in the house. I see it. What is going on? Devin Haley. I see it. All right. And who else did I see come on in here? One Who Cares is in the chat. Welcome, One Who Cares. Shout out to you. Looks like there's a lot of buffering going on. I don't know what they're doing with my stream tonight, family. Maybe it's too real and too simple. Queen Nile in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, boy, that's a mouthful, ain't it? Blueberry Muffin, you said, unfortunately, I do know where Megan Rapinoe lives. Rapinoe. Oh, she got her little young girlfriend too, don't she? Got her little young Tinder. While she over here talking about misogyny and all. It's like, chick, you have, some people could say that you could be looked at some kind of way for the age difference between you and your significant other, ma'am. But whatever. Whatever. No. You know, young tender, you understand? Young tender. And also got her young tender in the game too. So it ain't like she just went and got some old okie doke. No. She went and got her something that has a little bit of paper herself, so they could expand their brand. Yeah, you better know it. You better know it. Yeah, she had to get her a female, another baller. And that she did. She most definitely went and got her another baller. Somebody could do it like her. So anyway, like I said, this is going to be like a, although I'm on and off camera, this is going to be pretty much like a news break, because I really only have one topic I want to touch. And really, it's all about this gender thing. They're trying to usher in a gender war. And so, the one thing that we saw was about that buns and basketball. And so this woman, black woman, of course, a doctor, she comes out and says, oh, this is all about men. And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But first, I want to touch on Megan Rapinoe. And, let me also see something. Wait. Oh, Lord. Yeah, bear with me. There's a story I'm remembering. I'm just not sure if it's her. No, maybe it's not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Uh, okay, so as y'all know, Megan Rapinoe has basically kind of been the woman uh, who has always been out there saying women's sports should get paid as much as the men's sports, and she doesn't. She's always talking about how things are this, that, and the other. And when she does that, of course, she leaves out the fact that you're talking about WNBA and women's soccer. Why was that going to be the big draw as the men's sport? It's not a big money. There's not big business around it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not a cash cow. So that's kind of interesting. But nonetheless, that's where she goes. And let me see. This article here is from Blaze Media. Take that as you will. It says Megan Rapinoe. Dang, another pop up. Come on now. Hold on. Let me get this up. Maybe this will help. Okay, Megan Rapinoe says Dave Chappelle's jokes directly led to violence against transgender people, and that is a bald-faced lie. It goes on, U.S. women's soccer team star Megan Rapinoe accused comedian Dave Chappelle of directly causing violence against transgender people by making jokes about the issue. In the statement that he made was saying that it was less important to harm us than to hurt one of their feelings. How does that put a target? And from who? Who does that put a target on? And from who? How do you get there that's a transgender thing? I thought he called out the entire LGBTQ community. I didn't realize from what I heard that everybody else heard, that's been heard around the world all these, this is well over a year? Because this is like what she's talking before. Dave Chappelle is like, a whole year before the infamous slap heard around the world? So, 2 years ago? And she's trying to rehash Dave Chappelle. Remember, when that dude tried to attack Dave Chappelle on stage, remember who one of the other people was there that actually helped intervene and subdue the attacker? Jamie Foxx. So, the story goes on to read. Rapinoe made the comments in an interview with Time magazine where she explained on her support for the transgender agenda. Quote, I don't want to mince words about it, Rapinoe said. Dave Chappelle making jokes about trans people directly leads to violence, whether it's verbal or otherwise, against trans people. When Martina or Sage or whoever are talking about this, people aren't hearing it just in the context of elite sports. They're saying the rest of my life, this is how I'm going to treat trans people. If you don't stop. From Dave Chappelle's joke, a person made a whole life's indictment about a community of people. That's a hell of a lot of influence. Or are you upset that his community came to his aid? And not on the celebrity, like, nut writing tip. People came to his aid just on the simple strength of being on cover. Which, truth be told, was one of those times where the powers that be, or powers that want to be, took their best attempt to make a black man kneel before the court, and it didn't work. So when you see stuff like this, it's calculated. So this is just one part of the element of this gender attack that we are right now seeing. And so again, in one breath, don't shame, because again, what was the talk last week? Wasn't it Keke Palmer? And don't let her man shame her for her dress, because he ain't married to her yet. Like somehow you become wife material after you get married. It's not how it works. That is not how it works at all. No. So, let's see. He went on to criticize efforts to restrict transgender athletes from competing in some sports. It's particularly frustrating when women's sports is weaponized. Here's a soccer player who won her championship in women's soccer, competing against women. It's particularly frustrating when women's sports is weaponized. Oh, now we care about fairness. Now we care about women's sports. That's total BS, she added. And how, and show me all the trans people who are nefariously taking advantage of being trans in sports. It's just not happening. Notice how there's no tie to what Dave Chappelle said into her talking about anything. Not to mention, she has not even proven that there's been extra harm to the transgender community. Not to mention, you're talking about a person from the black community. How is his community being harmed? At what rate is his community being harmed versus the community that you're saying he is jeopardizing or putting in harm's way? How does that work? Let's see, where else are we? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now this is interesting. Elsewhere, wait, hold on. Okay, Chappelle has been lambasted lambasted by some in the transgender community over jokes that he has made in several comedy specials. He has responded by asserting that he has many transgender friends and bears no ill will against them. Elsewhere in the interview, Rapinoe said that she would welcome transgender women on the U.S. women's soccer team despite whether such a transgender woman would displace a biological woman from playing. Well, there's feminism for you at its finest. it's still deferred to the white man. I mean, literally, that's what you're seeing. It doesn't get much plainer. It doesn't get much plainer than that. Like, hey, yeah, you know, these people ain't really rocking with you like that. But black feminism and white feminism, I mean, you know, they have used us for so many years. Yeah, but yet and still, you're still willing to sit up there and try to attack your own men while propelling someone who is visibly, knowingly a stud lesbian. And instead of going after her own men who are in power, because here's something else that y'all might not know. It's real funny coming from her. You know, her team, her former team had all kind of scandals. I mean, it's real funny that she talking shit. I mean, her team had all kind of scandals. What, oddly enough, her being on, you know, the stud squad, was that a lot of those situations were heterosexual relationships on those soccer teams. The women's soccer team at that. Let's see. What's that? Okay, where is that at? Okay, because I believe she got out of here. Made a rap now. So yeah, the team here, the Thorns, they had a real issue going on here a while back. So yeah, that didn't work. So she had, you know, granted, she's done her thing. We'll give it to her. But at the end of the day, women's sports just is not a draw like that. However, I don't understand how we keep getting back to pointing the blame at black men. This woman is trying to point the blame at black men. And wait a minute. Where is that at? Okay, there we go. Because again, when you're hearing what she's saying, Dave Chappelle is just a proxy. You understand? She is not just saying Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle it means all black men. Don't get it twisted. So, and not to mention, she is saying that she would support and welcome a transgender woman on the U.S. women's soccer team. That's a career move for women. Some women who have spent their whole lives training to be on that soccer field. And she's saying she welcomes the idea, even if it would displace a biological woman from playing. At least give this some time, because you're talking about an athlete that was already an athlete. And then these children are getting undercut, you know, and they're spending their whole childhood. Look at how much money do parents put into these sports. And then you're saying your little girl, after all of this money you shelled out all of these years, now look, oh, well, you know, she can't make it because we got to let this dude who didn't make it in the men's side, well, you know, we got to make room and all tolerant. Oh, you're taking a real woman's place. That's part of the argument that's still extremely transphobic, she said. How do you, oh my goodness. Okay. This is the contradictory, and this is where the devil shows his head. So displace a biological woman from playing. And then in the very next phrase, you're taking a real woman's place. And then calls it extremely transphobic. But you're saying that you're actually identifying that, yes, they would be taking a real woman's place. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I see trans women as real women. That doesn't make a difference. How you see something doesn't make something what it is. This ain't the reading rainbow. I can be anything. Come on, man. What you're saying automatically in the argument, you're sort of telling on yourself already, is you don't believe these people are women. Well, no, ma'am, because they were born male. That would be the clear sign telling you that they're not. And if you can only be assigned one surgery or another, or be reassigned another, then that means you're one of two things. Generally speaking, people would say you are what you were born with. Now you're saying you feel, you believe. This is where we're getting with it. And when you start hearing that type of talk, that is way more, it's not as innocent as it sounds. It's actually extremely dangerous. But nonetheless, therefore, they're taking the other spot. I don't feel that way. Of course you don't, because there always needs one from the inside. So this is what real women being betrayed by other real women look like for an agenda that doesn't benefit her. And this is why you don't have to, this is why you can't really trust people who advocate all of this non-procreative behavior. Like, do what you do, but if that's the only place that you're stuck at, then that looks more like an agenda, and I think people should actually recognize what it is. But see, what this woman tried to do is put that whole shaming back in the mix, which is whack. You know, she did the whole shaming thing. Well, you know it, and making up stuff. So really, that's just trolling. It's lying and it's trolling. Because, no, nobody's gotten hurt. Now, interestingly enough, there was a story that came out here. Let me get this up here. I did not mean it. Why not? I did not mean to put that on the screen. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. What the hell is going on here? What is this? No, I did not hit no zoom at all. All right. Lord. Okay. Let me get that off the screen. That's how feminism works, though. That's intersectionality at its finest. That's a perfect picture of intersectionality. Okay. So as people like to always mention how other groups are being targeted for this, that, or the other, which we all know ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? Like we are well aware that we are at the top of the food chain when it comes down to being the victims of hate crimes. And nonetheless, other people, hey, you guys are just trying to, just you guys, there's other people that get harmed too. Ferocious the producer. Black first, brother. Black first. Black first. So look at this story. Oregon notches 74% rise reports of hate crimes, bias incidents. Reports of bias incidents and crimes have increased since 2020 and are driven in part by extremist rhetoric becoming more mainstream, according to a new report. Now, mind you, what is Megan Rapinoe doing? So she's going to tell you that, oh, well, Dave Chappelle's jokes are harming people. Dave Chappelle's jokes, I would beg to say, like, there might be some extremists that find Dave Chappelle funny, but I don't believe there's any white extremist out there waiting in with bated breath for the next anti-trans, so you view it, anti-transsexual joke or transgender joke from Dave Chappelle. I don't think so. These people are nuts. These people are nuts. Nooses left in schoolyards and on people's doorstep. Now, look at where that starts. Because now you understand where it is. Nooses left in schoolyards and on people's doorsteps. That implicates the threat of violence. Pride flag torn down and burned. Not quite in the same category as nooses in schoolyards or on people's doorsteps, because I would assume that once you got a noose on your doorstep back in the day, that was probably a prelude to getting a burning cross in your yard. I think it would be safe to say, Anyway, places of worship defaced and damaged. That was by the Proud Boys and other violent extremist white supremacist groups since the civil rights era and before. Threats of violence. Well, just like I told you about burning crosses in yards, this is not anything new. R and death. Now, that's a violent extremist. Most definitely a violent extremist. And I think that last statement, if my memory serves me correct, I believe that statement was actually out of this crowd. Which, of course, quite a few Oregonians are also tied to it, getting charged with the charges, those little slap on the wrist out there. Nonetheless, these are among nearly 6,000 reports of bias incidents and crimes in the Oregon Department of Justice bias response hotline has received in the 3 years since the program launched, according to a state report released this month. Okay. All right. Am I next? You know what that was. I can't breathe. He got the BLM shirt on. In this Monday, July 20, 2020, file photo, Romeo Caesar. Huh? Okay. Romeo Caesar holds a sign during a Black Lives Matter protest in Portland, Oregon. Many Black protesters say the large crowds in response to the deployment of federal agents to the city have helped focus attention on their demonstrations against inequality and racism. I guess you could look at it that way. The effect of bias incidents and crimes can leave lasting harm on people and their communities. The report describes the hateful acts as attempts to dehumanize, silence, and frighten people. The word bias itself is a euphemism attempting to reduce the impact for the user. In actuality, we are talking about hate, and that is very true. Racism, discrimination, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, colorism, albiism, I don't even know what the hell that means, xenophobia, casteism, linguisticism, and autism. Jesus. Every ism in the book that ain't been made up yet, and chickenisms and ribsisms. Basketballisms and sportsisms. Everything isms. Lord. Let's see. Let's go on to the next paragraph. Calls to the State Justice Department hotline increased 74% from 2021 to 2022. Damn. Last year, the hotline received 2,534 reports of bias incidents and crimes. Despite the rise, underreporting is extensive, and the report states. The confidential hotline doesn't investigate each report, but does help callers connect with resources after experiencing a bias incident or crime. Sometimes that includes helping the caller make the police report or report to the police. DOJ officials point out that while they are alarmed by the reports, the hotline is still relatively new, and increased calls are a sign that people are discovering it. And that was what you wanted to highlight in that's what you wanted to highlight? Okay, whatever. When extremist rhetoric targeting various groups becomes more common, the report states there's often an increase in bias crimes. What? Oh, get out of here. Well, I mean, who knows? Somebody probably did do that. That really, if y'all could see some of the stuff we see around here, this right here, I don't know. I ain't gonna say that it didn't happen. I didn't say it didn't happen, but here's the one thing. We see it did happen, but who really did this? This almost looked like a 11-year-old did this to some middle schoolers. Like, hey, dude, let's go out here and go. I mean, because what was that even done? Is that a spray can? That looked like they were running out of paint. That almost looked like they stole a spray can from home ec or shop class. In other words, as rhetoric about Jewish conspiracies, LGBTQIA2S plus, and transgender rights increased in 2022 and became mainstream, this was reflected in increases in anti-Semitic, anti-sexual orientation, and anti-gender identity bias motivated attacks, the document says. The document lists a number of key findings from the past year, including the number one category of all of these reports, anti-Black / African American bias continues to be the largest category, making up a quarter of the reports. There's no other. I don't even understand. See, look, notice how you're not seeing a number here. You notice that? You notice how they're conveniently leaving out that particular stat. However, you're saying it continues. But if they put the stat there in front of you, then it would be so grossly different. Like, well, why are you even talking about these other groups? And why have you not addressed this? This great big old disparity. But even this is how they report it. So this is how it comes out to you locally. This is how it's taught to them or told to them how to spin it. So anti-black continues to be the largest category. No need to wonder about what them numbers are or how long the history of this staggering continuing to be the largest. I would want to know the breakdown of social groups and racial and ethnic groups to how you really come up to some numbers. But these numbers have to be so astronomical that you didn't want to make a numerical or mathematical comparison to all of these numbers that you can look down and just see the other. They go right on in. So what's the second one? As schools have reopened after the pandemic, reports of bias incidents there have also increased from 36 to 2000 or in 2020 to 408 reports last year. Now, what I would want to know is for all of that, how now see again, they're going up, so they're not telling you who's being discriminated against, though. Don't miss that. So for all intents and purposes, these two could be black folks. Bias motivated reports targeting people who identify as LGBTQ plus increased between 2021 and last year. The reports targeting sexual orientation up 97%, and the gender identity up more than 150%. That's not true. That's not true. They brought those stats out as of recent. That is not true. Wow. The fact they just gonna sit up here and tell that lie like that is amazing. This right here is not true. Wow. Reports targeting religion also increased, with anti-Semitic reports making up 75% of anti-religious reports in 2020. Well, yeah. But again, notice how they set this one up. See, when you're talking about black folks, you have continues to be the largest amount. If we're the largest amount as black people, that means that those calls or reports there's harm coming to black folks in those instances. Because let's be real. If we just said somebody called us a racial slur, the police ain't coming out for us. They're not marking that down. These go so talk about unreported. What about the underreporting? So when black folks tell you this happened to me and you come and leave off the scene because you're not going to press no charges on somebody because of their nationality, race, skin color, not being melanated, when you see stuff like that, it's like, I don't know. So yeah, they're bringing out the numbers now. Anti-Asian reports decreased slightly last year compared to 2021, when such reports rose as a result of hateful rhetoric related to the COVID-27 pandemic. You know, here's another thing too about that. These things spiked. Funny, they spiked all on camera at that. They conveniently all spiked on camera at the same time. Man, will you imagine that? Well, you got to be some kind of special to pull that one off. Lord. Lord. And let's see. Less than 1/3 of the people charged with a bias crime last year were convicted of any charge. Most defendants, according to the report, are sentenced to probation, and few go to prison on a bias charge conviction. The report notes that some prosecutors may be incorrectly classifying hateful behavior as mental health issues. It suggests more research on the topic. And I would have to agree because I've seen some of the same things even here. It's like a person understands, like I understand what mental illness looks like. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this back on. And, you know, so if we know, we're not professionals, they're professionals. They know. They just run up there and this is an opportunity to go lay a Black American down. And they take that opportunity with no hesitation. Just gotta get it. So, let me see where I want to go here. There was another little situation where I guess somebody was misgendered. And so somebody had to do a little bit of apologizing. And so I guess CNN made a mistake with the Megan Mulvaney. Well, I know Budweiser have been taking it on the chin. Nonetheless, I guess whatever mistake was made, they made CNN fess up real quick. Like, hey, wait a minute. Now, y'all can't be doing this when we're about to go after these Black men and make them all the world's problems because we got to do what keep the Democrats in line, huh? But that's a story that for another moment.
We even talked to a bar in Chicago, one bar that was telling us basically they're not going to serve it because they don't like the way Dovin Mulvaney was treated after this whole controversy started. He, of course, is the transgender person they were going to sponsor and go along with Bud Light. They didn't like how Bud Light didn't stand by him after all this.
Ryan, it's really interesting and great that you got the temperature from people you're talking to. It's one of the, it's
the culture war.
It's something.
It's the culture wars.
It's a tough time.
Yeah, it is.
Tough time.
Rand Young, that was a great story. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, and they had to apologize for that. So that's the little clip of him calling him him. Somebody was not happy about that. Lord, what can you say? What can you say? Other than don't be like this guy. Oh, Lord. And so, yeah, staying in the spirit of tethers. Because I think this is how we're ending the show. Like, I'm not really certain about what this particular person's background is. We're gonna get there. Because see, we got to understand not every. But well, you just think of it this way. You obviously ain't too educated if you think a person's culture or a group's culture is somewhere based off of entertainment. That's absolutely asinine. So check this out.
And you spoke a little bit about language. So when I was growing up, I come from a Nigerian family. I didn't use it at all. And then I started listening to rap. And you just hear it so heavily that it starts becoming more ingrained into your subconscious. And then eventually it slips out. So then I began to equate like authenticity and being like really cool and swagger and hip hop culture with like cursing and using like bigger like. I don't know, and I just began to question it. But then I just noticed that, like, especially in rap music, right, and in, like, hip hop culture in general, just Black culture, there's a certain type of like coolness or swagger that comes with using the word nigger. Like, nigga, my bad. And I can't. I was like, no, it's not it. It's not it. And I can't. I don't know what it is, but it's similar with cursing. And there's this.
Woo! Mm, mm, mm. Wait. Still Kevin Trees in the house. I see you. What is going on? In the Mix Radio, what's going on? And Lois Hub in the house. What is going on, my sister? Woo-wee. Lord. Okay. Now, here's another interesting piece. This clip, somebody posted this from TikTok to Twitter. And just, kind of that insight on maybe some conversations that might carry on behind certain people's closed doors or at the dinner table or at a secret meeting in a submarine.
And concluded, which was the general consensus at the time among a lot of white people in the South, this is again in the 1890s, that Black people were genetically inferior. And in 1896, he published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing Black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. Now, it sounds kind of crazy when I just lay it out like that right now, but this led to a whole bunch of things. By the 1920s, this was referred to as scientific racism. He was testifying about it before Congress. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because Black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national health care system, it was the same thing. We don't want Black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 47, same thing. Don't want Black people to get it. Right up until 1965, Senator Stennis, the Dixiecrats in the South, was quoting Hoffman, who was by then dead, but is still very famous in this field, as saying this. We have to figure out a way to keep Black people from using Medicare. This is when they were passing Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill. And that would discourage poor Black people from showing up at the hospitals. I mean, it was the most shocking thing I discovered, Cenk, when I was doing the research on this book, is that nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right and doesn't have any sort of national healthcare system to speak of is because of racism.
What'd that say? What'd that say? So always remember, they would rather blow it up. If we getting something, then can't nobody have nothing. And we got a lot of scared Negroes out there that, hey man, what they gonna do to us, man? You gotta understand, we just
shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dancing.
Yeah, that's what we not gonna do. Because unfortunately we have no. Cancel. we have too many among us that are well deserving, like a Crispy, or now most definitely I have quit on the idea of real black empowerment, Umar Johnson. Both of y'all get one of these.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
All right. So let's see. Where do I want to go? Let's see. Let me get to these videos in here. Okay. So let me go here first. Let me go here. So I'm sure that a lot of y'all have seen this clip by now. It's been circulating and people have talked about it. Tommy Tuberville. Here's something that we got to look at. A person that talks like this and thinks like this, and that is a sitting politician, can feel comfortable saying things like this on national TV, and no pushback from no reprimand from any of his colleagues. Interestingly enough, check this out.
To be in the military, to fight for this country, to protect this country. That's what it's all about.
But just to be clear, you agree that white nationalists should not be serving in the U.S. military. Is that what you're saying?
If people think that a white nationalist is a racist, I agree with that. I agree they should.
A white nationalist is someone who believes that the white race is superior to other races.
Well, that's some people's opinion. And I don't think,
That's
I mean,
not
a lot.
opinion.
Pardon?
What's your opinion?
My opinion of a white nationalist, if somebody wants to call him white nationalist, to me is an American. It's American. Now, if that white nationalist is a racist, I'm totally against anything that they want to do, because I am 110% against racism. But I want somebody that's in our military, that's strong, that believes in this country, that's an American, that will fight along anybody, whether it's a man or woman, black or white, red, it doesn't make any difference. And so I'm totally against identity politics. I think it's ruining this country, and I think that Democrats ought to be ashamed for how they're doing this, because it's dividing this country and it's making this country weaker every day.
But that's not identity politics. You said a white nationalist is an American.
It is identity politics.
You said a white nationalist is an American, but a white nationalist is someone who believes horrific things. Do you really think that's someone who should be serving in the military?
Well, that's just a name that has been given. I mean,
it's not. It's a real definition. There's real concerns about extremism.
So if you're going to do away with most white people in this country out of the military, we got huge problems.
It's not.
Huge problems.
It's not people who are white. It's white nationalists.
Hey, sweetheart, I think what Tommy's trying to tell you is it's not just me. All of these other people are just as racist as me. What are you talking about? Tommy just say he just don't give a damn about telling you. Tommy telling it, ain't he? Tommy telling it, ain't he? Ferocious, the producer with the super chat. Shout out to you. Thank you for using your platform to inform the FBA/Freedmen. Your hard work is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours, family. I appreciate that. Fan of B, the American. Yeah, you got that right. Black anthem for those. Oh, boy, that name right there. He's a nationalist, white supremacist, and a liar. Yes, he is.
That have a few probably different beliefs.
Right?
That have different beliefs. Now, if racism is one of those beliefs, I'm totally against it. I am totally against racism.
Wait a minute.
It's not people who are white. It's white nationalists.
That have a few probably different beliefs.
Right?
That have different beliefs. Now, if racism is one of those beliefs, I'm totally against it. I am totally against racism.
But
there's a lot of people
a
that believe
white
in different
nationalist
things.
is racist, Senator.
Well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. But if
not
it's
an opinion.
racism, I'm totally against it. I'm totally against any type of race, or any type of racism. I don't care what it's in.
Okay.
Senator Tommy Tuberville.
Oh. Boy, he tried to clean that up. I'm against all racism, any racism. Martian racism, crab people racism, religious racism, I don't know, fish racism. I mean, good Lord, dude. Now, on the flip side of that, because, we'll have people in our midst that will try to come out and talk a good game. That happens often. Well, often TikTok is a place for where people might go voice their feelings and opinions, and sometimes they go viral. And sometimes when they go viral, then they end up going through Twitter. And that's where things start to change. So with that being said, check this out.
Okay. This isn't like full shade towards you. I just see a lot of comments like this, and this was the most recent one, so I'm just responding to this one. When white people say shit like this, it isn't the serve they think it is. Like, you're a part of the problem, fix your people, bro. Like, when white people are like, I'm white, and white people do suck. Yeah, you're probably a part of those said white people, so do something about it. The fuck? Also, I hate when white people try to validate me. Like, they're literally like, I'm white, but I agree. Bro, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't need validation from white people. Like, that's the last thing I need in my life. Like, I feel like white people always try, but they miss. Like, and I feel bad for y'all. Not that bad, though, because your ancestors suck and you're stinky and evil. But bad enough where I want to call you out and tell you not to leave comments like this because it's crusty. Anyways, for all the bleach demons willing to learn, I see you. You're not as bad as the rest.
And as the infamous clip goes, a few minutes later, somebody said, oh, also you. Ooh. Yeah, okay, yeah. Now, what did she just say? What did she just say about white people? Huh. Interesting. Queen Now with the super sticker. Shout out to you, Queen Now. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a fox and a heart. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours, Queen Nile. Oh, Lord. So she goes, you guys are stinking. So just to put all of this in perspective, so yeah, let me hit you with the whammy. Here I go again.
Okay. This isn't like full shade towards you. I just see a lot of comments like this, and this was the most recent one, so I'm just responding to this one. When white people say shit like this, it isn't the serve they think it is. Like, you're a part of the problem, fix your people, bro. Like, when white people are like, I'm white, and white people do suck. Yeah, you're probably a part of those said white people, so do something about it. The fuck? Also, I hate when white people try to validate me. Like, they're literally like, I'm white, but I agree. Bro, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't need validation from white people. Like, that's the last thing I need in my life. Like, I feel like white people always try, but they miss. Like, and I feel bad for y'all. Not that bad, though, because your ancestors suck and you're stinky and evil. But bad enough where I want to call you out and tell you not to leave comments like this because it's crusty. Anyways, for all the bleach demons willing to learn, I see you. You're not as bad as the rest.
Yeah, yeah. And there's another message coming through from her. From I can feel it.
Own your stuff, little girl. Own it.
Ooh-wee. Wow. Wow. They're stinky. This your boo. She out here with her cakes out like looking like twerking. Who's that twerking woman? Vote for Senator Mack. And it's like so funny. Like her and that Senator Mack woman and the crazy psychiatrist. Why do they favor so tough? Like that is so crazy. But they got that same spirit about them, I guess. And it kind of gives me the same vibe here as well. So this is what she'll do, and you're doing all of this. This is you're over here with your man, but a real interesting opinion. So you're gonna have to start keeping an eye on these faux militant pro-black people. I saw somebody ask in the comment section today earlier, so can you be pro-black and date outside of your race? I guess you could consider yourself to be pro-black if you date outside of your race and keep it on code. But should you be in any type of leadership or any type of influence in the black community? So while not fully representing the black community in your own home life, no, not in my opinion. I don't think that absolutely should not be. Uh-oh. Did I get blocked? Ah, okay, she did. So the woman on the screen, obviously, somebody must have got wind to her that this broadcast is airing. And so now on Twitter, she is now blocked. Maybe she just locked her page. Man, that's what she did. That tethered bed was white acceptance. Vote Tierra Mack. Yeah, and they're all the same. Notice how they're all they all deal with mental health. Notice how they deal with mental health. And so Tory Rain Reloaded in the house. What's going on, my brother? Glad I was able to get me a couple of those screenshots then. Thank you, sister. Oh, and so for those of y'all who don't understand where I'm going, there's a few things that happen on Twitter. And one of the things that was going on, matter of fact, I have it in here, is some of y'all might have been seeing the clips here recently of this thing called Buns and Ball. And there's a little something. I've tried to do some research on Buns and Ball. We gonna get to it. But first, real quick, there's an incident that happened here in my town. And understand, like I played the tether sister earlier. See, when these folks come over here, I keep telling y'all, they have enclaves here to come set themselves up a better life. They coming in getting jobs right off the rip. And I ain't mad at that, but I want you to really focus in on something that this woman says and says why she is here. Listen to this.
I'm having anxiety and I can't talk anymore. And today I came here to quit. Here's my card, my keys. And they sent me to a different school and I'm having problem in another school. And they didn't do anything. HR not helping. Supervisor not helping. Manager is not helping. I'm here just to help, to work, to make money. I'm not here to do anything else. I'm here to make money. And they're making that so hard for me. I'm shaking right now. Thank you so much. Thank you for this experience.
Well, one thing I can tell you about that particular sister's position, she don't have no black boss. I'm sure somebody's like, how do you know she doesn't have a black boss? Oh, I'm certain she doesn't. I'm certain she don't. So let's not do that. Okay, so it has, yeah, this woman, I guess she went through, was like, okay, I'm finna get this FBA new black media work. Let me get on out the game, baby. Oh, this ain't gonna do it. So glad I got it when I did. Lord. So let me get this in here as well. So one of these, let's see. Oh, like she blocked me. Yeah, she blocked me. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see stuff here. You know, when you go back into the message, be like, wait a minute. I know I bookmarked this. So, oh, you cannot see this page. Oh, matter of fact, you know what? Let me just search that real quick. And this woman is also a doctor. Oh, so she blocked me, so I can't even look her up. Oh, wow. It's okay, sister. That is all right. So, needless to say, there is something called buns in basketball. Let me turn the sound off because this actually has music. If you got little kids around, you might want to get them cover their eyes real quick because things are about to get a little cheeky. Pun intended. Oh, Lord. But nonetheless, this is the topic of discussion. I'll turn the sound off because it has music. Okay. Lord. But this one, you know, it's very interesting. I'm glad I got the screenshots though, because I mean, you know, what she's doing, she's one of those people that I believe, and the fact that she was smart enough to block me so urgently tells me that again, it kind of what I thought. Okay, so the gender beef is starting, and they done rolled you out. So here's some new. She gonna look grassroots, you know, but she's really not. So she has something to say about this here. And let me find that screenshot. Hold on. Because actually I have it. Hold on. It's in the thumbnail. Where is that? There we go. Now, this is what's really crazy about this whole thing. Project Leroy in the house. I see you. Now, so this doctor, Suzanne Veerling or whatever, and I'm sure she probably blocked a few of us right now. And this is to this video that I just showed you. This is what she's talking about. She says, Black patriarchy. The comfort of Black culture is using Black women for profit. That right there. There's a whole Black woman. Like, this is not, no. Let me get this here. Okay. So anyway, the comfort of Black culture is using Black women for profit. Black culture acclimated to not standing up for and protecting women from systematic abuses. This is embedded when Black women do not proclaim their womanhood and insist on being classified as Black and not woman. Wow. Now that right there is just some Black man eliminating BS. You understand what I'm saying? That's just some Black man hating BS. Oh, by the way, do you know who was following this woman, by the way? Politics Nation. Politics Nation was following her. And it's like, you know, I know people like this. That's why I see you coming. It's like, oh, let me get all the screenshots because I know she's probably going to block me. And I really went out of my way not to do a bunch of retweeting before this broadcast because I knew this would happen. So obviously somebody hipped her. So family, that tells you something. So, you know, oh, well, yeah, you put it on your page. If you believe that simple shit, okay. You can remain simple. But now y'all better start paying attention to these type of individuals that are going to start coming around spewing madness like this. And so all of a sudden, see, Megan Rapinoe blaming Dave Chappelle for trans violence from a joke he made over 2 years ago. And here's this woman about talking about a women's basketball league is somehow about Black men. This woman is nuts. This is the Bell Hooksian that remember Michael Eric Dyson, the Hooksian theory, and it's the Hooksian. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And see, here's the thing. She actually had to really, really bite it on this one here because, oh man, this story it gets worse. And I'm assuming she probably deleted the video so she could just watch this and, just be, oh, okay, well, I'll be brand new. Oh man. And then, when you also have to understand some of the other situations. Oh yeah. Just looking at some of the people she's going back that she has went back and forth with. Ooh-wee. Screenshots are a beast, ma'am. Anyway, going on to say, blah 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 blah. Black woman, near impossible to declare a feminist position against violence and exploitation inside the race. No, it is not. And well, maybe a feminist because feminist is steeped in it's rooted in white supremacy. So how would you be trying to put Black and feminist together? It doesn't make sense. And so what this woman is saying is you shouldn't be classified as Black. You should be classified as woman. Where do you think that line comes from? I mean, let's keep it a buck. Because let's remember what women are. That's womanhood. That's womanhood. Whew. Imagine that. But nonetheless, and not to mention, not near impossible to declare a feminist position against violence and exploitation inside the race. Why is it that this basketball league have something to do with black men? It's a money maker. So it is a business for these women who are involved in it. This basketball league is an extension of hip hop culture and the result of black patriarchy selling their women out for profit in any and all industries. Now, yet again, black women exploited. Now again, women being exploited in another industry. Lord. And it looks like she's been going on a blocking spree. It's funny. I see people posting pictures of her blocking them. I mean, goodness, your position is wrong. Loud and wrong, lady. Oh, this is good. Let's see here. Just one second. Okay, so somebody is saying that this woman might be Jamaican. That would explain a lot. So this woman's a tether. Well, I'll say right now, suspected tether. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, suspected tether. So anyway, let me get that off the screen. Because over here on the other one, she was trying to make it like seem about this women. So let's see. Can I get? I think I have a better shot of that. Let me see what I got here. Oh no. This is the owner of the league, though. So this is the owner of the league to which he's talking about. Okay, and so the what I was telling you about, the other shot that is on the right there. So that shot that's on the left underneath her picture, that post it says, "This is what it looks like when women have no rights and they are reduced to currency. Don't forget that in the USA, women were currency for 339 years, from 1526 to 1865. And I had to respond to her on that one. I said, wait, only women were used for sex during slavery? That's not true at all. And it's not. We have a whole movie called Buck Breaking by Tariq Nasheed. So we already know about buck breaking. So why is this woman lying like this to sit up here and perpetrate an absolute fraud? Meanwhile, your tether allies over here are out here doing the most. So while all of this stuff is being put on by, of course, non-FBAs. So here's a non-FBA complaining about other questionable suspected non-FBAs, while this absolute blatant non-FBA, which is a Nigerian, is trying to set the world record for having sex for over 200 hours. So just like you've seen the Guinness World Record here for the Dragathon, this woman right here is trying to pull off a successful sexathon. How many of y'all want to go participate to help this woman achieve her dreams by having sex for 200 straight hours. That sounds good and safe and sanitary now, doesn't it? Yeah. But nonetheless, back to the particular story. Somebody, Nelson M. Biko, he actually replied to this Susan Verling woman, said the owner of Buns and Basketball, a black woman named LaShawn Elliott, took less than 3 minutes to find the information. Clowning the hell out of her. Rightfully so. And, you know, I'm thinking, for those of y'all who she has not blocked, I'm pretty sure she probably already took that video down or took that post down, because, you know, the interesting thing. Okay. So, okay, you see, right, Nelson right here, he writes, you can go get this information. Well, she responds. And she says, I made my point, Nelson. Her business model is still designed under black patriarchy, selling black girls in a way that the culture believes will sell. How are we getting the patriarchy? And then somebody else says, where is that? Oh God. Okay. So Jahan Khan, he chimed in and said, the ones grooming these black girls are black women. You can't have it both ways. There's no patriarchy in the black community. Remember, you're all single moms. So this degeneracy is owed especially to the parenting, I guess, specifically to the parenting and lack of morals among black women. She responded to him by saying, there is a black patriarchy. Children don't come via immaculate conception. The BC is under an unwilling patriarchy. What? An unwillingness to lead, unwillingness to take responsibility, and a reliance on keeping women brainwashed to carry the load. Oh, this lady is out of her mind. Oh, no wonder she probably, man, yeah, you had to block me. You had to get me out the paint. Lady, this woman has been featured on news programs for her business and her business model. You cannot put somebody else's degeneracy on us. What are you talking about? This is the madness. And so, but here, notice again, Stokely says, the women are having children with guys that live under a bridge. They also have the final say on whether to keep it, but this is patriarchy's fault. Y'all dance. Her response to him is fatherless daughters from an unwilling black patriarchy, a patriarchy that cuts corners and aims to rest in other men's patriarchy. Oh, that's that. You guys are trying to buddy up to white supremacy. That's where that comes from. So how did this happen in Nigeria, though? To where a Nigerian woman wants to have sex with a bunch of random dudes for 200 plus hours. How did this become a black male patriarchy, especially when you're calling out specifically the descendants of slaves? What about this slave catcher or slave owner descendant, slave trader descendant? This the homie woman right here. What about her? Is that our culture? Is that the black male patriarchy that she wants to be a degenerate and have a sex Guinness World Record of having sex for over 200 hours? And then here's the other thing. You don't want black women to identify as black, but you want them to identify as women. Well, here is what that identification looks like. So why would you be leading black women down this line? Oh, wow. And so it goes on to say, I see daughters are your only concern. Reprehensible. Yes, absolutely. The BC, very much anti-girl. The black community is very much anti-girl. Ain't you bitching? Okay. See, y'all better watch out for these people. Because, see, this isn't about patriarchy at all. This is about hating the black community. So I'm really starting to assume that this woman is an absolute, straight up, bona fide tether. She might be from Jamaica, man. So, yeah. And not to mention, I mean, let's just keep it a buck. How many of us grew up knowing a black person with the name of Forbes? So, yeah, Dr. Susan, here's a question for you.
Where's your family from?
Yeah. You know, we just got to ask that question because, you know, the things you are doing right now as foundational black Americans, we're looking at your funny style because those are things you shouldn't be doing. And so let me see. You know what? Let me see if I can do it. Hold on, bear with me real quick, family. Bear with me. I need to. No. I need. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to get that. Okay, never mind. Yeah. You're lucky you blocked me today, Chicky. Boy. But yeah, she's going off on this fatherless daughters madness and whatnot. Let me see. Because again, the BC, that's why I was like, I keep reading this BC thing. I was like, what's the BC? No, black community. Gotcha. And let's see. Okay. I knew there was more. Hold on. There it is. Okay. So Stokely said, what are you talking about? In what scenario have black people in America been under black patriarchy? Black women have always worked, and the moment civil rights came around, black women opted for more of the single life and went from the most married to the least in 30 years. Her response to him, black men, like all men, control women and children in their community in order to ensure they stand on top of women and feel some semblance of power and dominance. All men have this need. All men have what need? To stand on random women? The hell are you talking about? Nah, ma'am. No. Whoo-wee. The way these folks be, scrupulous individuals. Let me see. Now, mind you, all of this is based off of this woman's business. So she's not doing any talking about this woman's business. Somehow everything that this woman has done and all the women are doing is somehow black men's fault. Here's the other kicker. The Buns and Basketball League games are aired on OnlyFans. This woman is literally trying to put sex work on black folk. I mean, do you know how far she stepped so far down the rabbit hole? And now I see why she blocked me. But I mean, truth be told, she need to be called out for this, man. This may have to do a space or something tomorrow. Who knows? But because at the end of the day, I see individual attack. And there was another woman that hopped in her mentions or whatnot. That was very interesting too. Let me see if I can find it. See, I'm still be able to find all of this other stuff. Oh yeah, by the way. Ooh. Sometimes you should just keep your mouth off of black men. Because just like the last one, it was,
oh man, white people are so stinky, and you white and you're stinky. You dirty white people. Oh man.
And then the next video, you see her all booed up. Well, Susan Forbes, is this you? Oh, did somebody out you here? They get the Facebook? Got the Facebook love on you, sis? When your white Democratic-leaning husband is worried that his black wife might vote a straight Republican ticket. Ooh, wow. Look at you. Sex work is not work? Oh, so your white man bailed you out. Women is sovereign. But this is all swirling. Keep prisoning less sex? Wait, am I seeing or wait? Keep prison single sex. Oh, okay. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, Lord. So she up here with a zaddy railing so hard against black men. That's pretty typical for what we see out of this ilk. It's kind of an old thing at this point. Some of the other things that, she's been tweeting, and people have been following what she's been doing. Let's see. Conference. So this woman she's like clicked in with this new wave feminism type deal. Again, this woman does not look FBA, family. Let me get you this picture. Now, this woman ain't us. Now, I'm convinced this woman ain't us. Pretty sure. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me get this picture in here. You let me know if you think this woman is foundational Black American, family. What y'all think? Y'all think that sister one of us? I would have to say no. I would have to say no. She got them Caribbean hazel eyes. Like, oh no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay, so like I said, she's talking about all men have this need. Stokely replies to her and says, that is nonsense. Data has shown that a majority of Black households don't have an adult male in them. Do you even speak to the black people? Everyone knows Big Mama, the aunts and dukes run everything. The men just stay out of the way. Stop projecting your lust for white society. That's a physac. And then she says, no, from the days of Mansa Musa and Tiputip, the African man sold women and children into slavery. Arab, Berber, Islam, and European slave trade. The day of crying victim is over. Uh-oh. See, you get into it long enough, and then the truth starts to come out. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you blocked me right on time, didn't you? See, somebody got to this woman like, oh, we gonna start sifting through tweets because that's all I have to do here, sweetheart. Man. Okay, so let me keep going. Okay, yeah. So the days of crying victim is over. Black patriarchy has used the excuse of blaming women. Meanwhile, chattel slavery. What? Wait, this doesn't even make sense, woman. Black patriarchy has used the excuse of blaming women. Meanwhile, chattel slavery, sex trafficking, and hip hop. Meanwhile, chattel slavery, sex trafficking, and hip hop has made a fortune using the woman. Our psychology is tied to 1,000 years of betrayal. What's this woman talking about? Oh, Lord. Oh, she also says, I said, oh, okay, no, Karen. So Karen, this is a sister. So another sister pops into the mix and says, this is Karen Davis. Shout out Karen Davis. Men staying out of the way in the raising of their own children, men staying out of the way of their own wives and families. You're kidding, right? That's called abandonment. You also realize that there are black men who don't abandon their families. Are they white? And she responds, Karen, this is how they out themselves every single day in social media platforms. And in the real time since slavery days, and truth be told, since the 1300s under Mansa Musa. Why does she keep going back to crapping on Mansa Musa? There's some deep underlying stuff here, man. An unwilling patriarchy. Oh, golly. What you just commented on is why and how we were enslaved in the first place. No, it's not. And who's we? Because you ain't said you part of this lineage the first. And you don't identify as black. You're a woman. So who's we? Ma'am. And here comes her white counterpart. The data you were talking about is evidence of what she is saying. Men walking out on women and children and treating women like objects. Okay, this black woman is doing the work for white feminists. And so she's trying to set up a platform for white women to kind of get their pearly thing on. But see, that doesn't work in this space. Ain't no white woman coming over here with nothing to say. Not in this space. And I see that let's see that's her company. So that's what she's pushing. And like you see the picture on your screen. Ain't there both of those two ladies on the screen, They identify with their nationality first. Don't think they don't. There's only one confused individual on that screen, and she has a whole PhD. That's why you all this PhD crap that I'm a doctor, I'm a this, and you still dumb as rocks. It doesn't matter. It don't matter if you ain't got no good sense. You're just another nut that no one should be listening to. Yeah. So I think that is what I wanted to hit on this particular story. And shout out to everybody that's actually been letting this woman have it. She obviously has to go on a blocking spree because she knew some of I've seen some of y'all posts. I'm one that she didn't respond to. I seen some of y'all that she didn't respond to because she knows she ain't got no answer for the truth. So she had to get in conversation with people that might not have been as prepared to battle her BS. But those of you who were seeing what she was trying to do, I'm sure y'all just got blocked with no response. Yeah. Somebody, Carolyn. Oh, wow. Oh, you're gonna get a kick out of this. So Carolyn Proveru or whatever, Coach Carolyn, she has 17,000 followers from the Netherlands. White woman, look like, so I see some flags, some rainbow flags. All right, well, she comes in and says, I don't want to share this video. Are they paid to play in their underwear? Now, this is the same woman responding to the white woman. Yes, unfortunately, and more than likely groomed and positively reinforced along the way while mocked and laughed at repetitiously. At first, what she did was she blocked the comments at first. That's how you know, like, I guess, again, some of these people, you would say, oh, they're doing it for clout. And some people are doing this for agenda's sake. This woman is verified with barely anybody following her. But Politics Nation follows her. This woman has under 10,000 followers. How does she have a blue check by Twitter? Y'all following me here? And she was smart enough. Like I said, I was just going to wait. If you know to block me before I go live, because I didn't say nothing crazy. And I'm seeing your conversations back and forth with other people. What made you block me? And DC, so this is a white man, DC in Dallas. He looks like a white Hispanic. So let's see what the white Hispanic has to say. I thought black girls only twerked and fought. Now, as a black woman, you should immediately get insulted, right? Let's see. And you know, the man, because you just went off on patriarchy, right? Let's see if she responds about this man's misogyny and patriarchy. Let's see what she has to say. Maybe there is a reason you are banned even under Elon. Don't come to my page with degeneracy. Either contribute respectfully or be gone. I contributed respectfully. And you didn't even respond to me. And then something else, okay, says, we said the same thing. I was just a bit more coarse. Here's her response. Perhaps we did. But know how girls and women have gotten to this point. That is important to me to teach, and whoever hears it, good. I know of the violent videos and the horrific statistical data. I do not make excuses. I will not excuse violence, but I cannot be cruel. His response to her, I get that. It's the ghetto culture that is destroying the Black community. The poor, white and brown community too. I feel that the time for mincing words is over. Also, I'm a bit sarcastic. The ghetto culture. So a Black woman is comfortable enough to let this white man sit there and talk to her about ghetto culture in her community. Ghetto culture. This is why we call people like you out, man. Because y'all try to come over here, act like y'all really rock with Black folks, and then you start talking crazy and sideways, and now here we are. Here's somebody that came in and joined just to talk crap. Man's been grinding this channel for at least 3 years now for 50 views. No, that's 50 in a live, not 50 views. So if you're gonna troll, at least get your trolling together. I mean, because you don't see any of my videos with 50 views. And here's the difference between flash in a pan and consistency. You stay consistent regardless, because this isn't about me on YouTube, stupid. This is about a movement. And so what you don't realize is it ain't all about me, genius. It's about a movement, which now we can see you're not about. But, you have that your life sucks enough that you spent 5 minutes to wait after joining this channel to say that in the chat. Congratulations. You just showed everybody how smart and together you are. By the way, if you guys were in the city of Portland this weekend, come on down to the Cathedral Park Jazz Festival, where none other than yours truly is hosting one of the Northwest's longest running music festivals, because, that's actually what we do. But nonetheless, come on out and come check this out Sunday night at Cathedral Park if you are in the Portland metropolitan area. There's always going to be somebody. And, hey, maybe you're the other person that's been hating. Here's another thing, though. You realize I've been on that, like, national TV, international TV. Anybody calling you banned? So me and my little 50 views is enough to, I guess it still works, huh? But I tell y'all often, family, don't look at my numbers and think that is my influence. My influence has nothing to do with my numbers. But I've been around this thing for a very long time. So, there's always, see, that's how you know somebody doesn't really have skin in the game, and they don't have any longevity, and they don't really have any knowledge or wisdom under their belt. So they thought that kind of comment would be doing something here. Oh, I offer you to show up to any space that I'm hosting, and you can be more than welcome to come on stage and say it with your chest. Because I see so many keyboard warriors. I mean, I've had so many on Twitter. And I'm opening up a space in 10 minutes. You could come on in. No, man, I gotta be at work. Yeah. Stay on the keyboard, sap. Because see, we've been grinding all this. Yeah. And come and get yourself embarrassed and realize what you don't do. I mean, goodness. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I seen that little sideways comment, like, oh, wait a minute. So that's 3 years of dedication. So here's how you actually should look at it. Am I doing it for clout? 3 years. Obviously, I want to do it. Clearly, I'm not getting rich off of YouTube. So what does that tell you about why I would still be so consistent? Because it matters to me. That is a person that demonstrates empowerment, regardless if somebody's patting them on the back or not. But we see what type of individual you are just by that little statement. And truth be told, that almost sounds like stupid when left. But I mean, actually, it sounds very much like stupid when left. Is that you? Because I mean, you secure the stupid every time. So I mean, again, it just dawned on me like, damn, that's a dumb thing to say. I know who that was. Last one left. I mean, stupid one left. I'm gonna tell you, I think that was who that was. I think that's been. He's the only one dumb enough to do that, and he's the other stupid moron that hangs around the other goofball that I told y'all to watch out for. By the way, good job, Sock Dancer. I did see the video that you went and gave a good presentation at the St. Louis reparations hearing. So that was a good job. Again, I'm not no hater, so yes, that was a good job. Good work. That don't make you any less a sucker or a clown, but that was good work. And so for you who just hopped up in my chat, like I said, this should be a familiar, well, I know this is a familiar voice to you. Don't be like this guy.
Every time I have always played the fool.
So you're going to go tell yourself in the mirror that, man, that dude be saying, man, he be stealing my ideas, man. Don't you got me blocked, dummy? And it's not like I would be doing anything. I mean, you are so irritatingly stupid, it ain't funny. That's what I'm like, I'm just thinking about that. That has to be last one left. We've been grinding at this. That only somebody that's been with them secure the grift. Only that crew would say some stupid low-level shit like that. That is so dumb. Because, see, his mind still say, I'm coming up in black empowerment. No, you need to come up in business, goof. Black empowerment, it's your business that helps show black empowerment, genius. Y'all really think, oh, geez, man, you can't do nothing with these Negroes, man. Had to do you like Umar. These Negroes. So Ben, this one's for you, player.
You shade tree nigga.
And always remember, you're not sharp enough to really mess with me like that, brother. I mean, you are the crew that will try to troll and use a troll account responding to who we saying you are. You guys are some grade A morons. And so, yeah, stupid one left. Always remember, I ain't asked you nothing.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Man, secure your seatbelt, goof. Straight goofy. He been grinding for 3 years. Well, think about it. You've been in spaces for the last year and a half off of my stolen shit. So look how influential that is. The whole premise of your whole clique comes from me. But he's been grinding. Yes, and I got these little bastard children over here who can't show any respect to anyone. Because, yes, that would be me who birthed all of you. Because without me, you wouldn't have had the notion to secure anything. All this delineate, this wasn't no invention or brainchild of you. Oh, my goodness. If that was the case, you would be coming up with even a more new inventive way of creating a message platform. And none of you have been able to do it. You have like 30 freaking people speaking in a room for 24, 36, 48 hours, and there is no brainstorming idea to say this is how we can get something done. Don't bring yourself over here talking stupid. And family, don't ask me about nobody. Don't ask me about nobody. If they ain't in my immediate circle that you see me for, don't ask me about nobody. What you think about this, I don't. Straight up. I don't. What you think about it, I don't. I don't need to waste no energy or time talking about somebody else that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing. As long as they ain't in my way, we ain't got no problems. Let them handle their business. Staying out my way, I'm staying out there. But here's the problem. You have way too many clowns over there that can't invent shit. So half of my followers, that's why some of my stuff don't grow, because I got the same consistent followers that are sitting up in that group. And like, at least they stopped the whole Saturday night, Friday night Jack thing, because they was on that real heavy for a minute. Mama. Boy, her shit was titled, she do like things like how some of y'all see how like when me and Black Alpha have done spaces before, and you might see another space with a similar title or topic later on. She was doing stuff like that. By the way, that's actually not good etiquette. Just for those who need to know. Copying somebody, that's a little played out. Especially when people are going through the trouble to get their own content. Be original. Like the Vanguard. All individual originality, original presentation, but one thing is for certain: we are all about empowerment and we are all on code. So there's a lot of different people that, oh, well, hey, man, you know, this, that, and the other. Well, here's one thing for certain, band. Ain't nobody listening to you. So whether I have 50 views, you can always understand that you could have a space, sit there for about a week, 2 weeks, if you held it, and you would get about 30 listens. So while you're over here talking shit. Remember, you ain't created nothing but just another piece of material, because that's what you provide. You provide the content by being such a moron. I've been able to sit up here and talk about your silly ass for about the last 10 minutes. See how worthy that, but I got to know what to do with a dummy. But I know what to do with a dummy, and you a crash test dummy at that. So they roll you out first just to say, okay, because that's why people around, you got to know when people playing with you, man. When people set you up, they know that you're a crash test dummy. So what they'll do is say, hey, go do this, go fill him out here. Man, please. And let's keep it a buck. Only reason why y'all even trying to show up and say anything is, as y'all seen the last space that our brother put together, Black Alpha, and you seen who came around. Now, for those of you, again, who have been following this channel, you would know that Tommy Sotomayor, his chief moderator, had been over here in this chat before, which some people also suspect that was him, trolling in this chat. This chat. You know, the one that only gets 50 views. Influence ain't about the numbers. And just think about that. What kind of influence must I have to have these type of numbers, but to still walk into places I can walk into? And people know who I am. So clearly ain't off YouTube. Genius. These people be getting so souped up on it. You don't make this is not where you make your name. I don't know where y'all get this from. Like, y'all really think that, man, no. It is just one component, but you can't just be the one trick pony that I'm a loudmouth on Twitter. It don't work that way, man. See, this is the problem. Y'all ain't authentic. Y'all are fraudulent individuals with no real identity. Your identity ain't your own. And as long as, I mean, you went from, man, we FBA, we down with Tariq. Oh, F Tariq, man. Oh, we down with Jason Black, man. F Jason Black. Oh, man, Professor Black Truth. I don't even know if he black. All over the place. Man, we down with Afro Elite, man. We doing this. Oh, man, it's just, gosh, it's just the worst, man. The absolute worst. Lord. So anyway, I just wanted to hit that topic. Okay, so we shaved 12 people off. All right, so I guess they're out of here. So we can get back to business. I'll tell you, all the time. Man, I'm telling you, I could tell. I'm sitting up here literally. Well, I could tell when y'all show up. I could tell when y'all show up. And it's like, okay, as soon as I can say something, I watch all of y'all drop off at one time. Boy, y'all so predictable. Secure, y'all was coming over here to secure the content. Secure the content. Damn thieves. Whew. So anyway, family, we have way too much going on out here. And let that be a lesson. We have a lot of people who want to be distractions. And we have a real crazy gender war that they're trying to stir up out of nowhere and make something out of nothing, which is absolutely ridiculous. So what we have to do is maintain our posture, stand on our square, and make sure we hold firm to our code. Justice is the only answer. And yes, we will need you if you want to be in our midst, though. So don't say black community. when you are not representing the black community. You're representing women, and women have always made sure black women never got anything that white women would not get. And that's what you're married to. Besides Zaddy. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But I'm telling you, that line of that, you can just go. If y'all know who he is on Twitter, just go see when he comments on people's stuff and tell me that ain't him. Tell me that ain't him. Tell me I'm wrong. But it's like, I know I get tones. So you're okay, you're gonna try to, this is a tone of that. Man, wait a minute. Who speak like that? I'm a little sharper than that, son. He been grinding. I mean, because does it make sense to sit there and wait for 5 minutes just to make such an asinine comment? Only one person I can think of would do something so low vibrational. But always remember, for all of y'all, because when you, man, we're going to make this a thing, and we're going to be coming out to Beatzilla. And
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Through all you crash dummies in the car, boy, blitz the shit out you niggas. Don't come against New Black Media at all. Ain't even. You find out the hard way. We protect this institution, and we fervently protect it, as we should. Because if you don't protect your institutions, number one, you won't have any. Number two, this is the only place of black advocacy. Everything else is bought and paid for, intermixed, intertwined, intersectionalized, therefore deceased. We are the only living truth, and that is coming out of the grassroots. This is the megaphone for you, not just us, but you. It's all about everybody, the whole family. This is what it's about. Men, women, and the children and are being the future of this community, to which Dr. Susan despises so much. Well, Miss Megan Rapaport and Dr. Susan Forbes, blah, blah, blah. We have to fervently push back against you types, because we understand in the spirit to which you come in at. And truth be told, although it is in a different manner, this, especially doctor, this is how I'm looking at you right now. We're recognizing that there is a detriment to our plight. And then you're trying to come in here. I'm right. Look at me. I'm right. No, you are not. And you ain't one of us, clearly, because you're doing all this railing against the black community. So once again, ma'am,
Where's your family from?
So Megan Rapaport, you need to lay off. And because see what she's doing is she's jumping in. Notice the women that are now trying to come after black men are tied in very closely with a bunch of rainbow flag flying white women. Don't miss that. So Megan Rapaport, if you think you finna come over here and smoke screen what's happening to try to attack black men by Dave Chappelle as a proxy. And for you, Dr. Susan, you get one of these. Sambo. And so, in closing, I would like to say, for all of you out there who are still in the wings yet to be revealed up on this new gender divide push, understand, we see you and we're ready. So just know, once again, that anti-black man agenda is about to take a major L. Because again, how on earth can you now blame men, and black men especially, for an industry such as sex work that they don't control, such as the porn industry that they don't control, and such as the hip-hop music industry, to which no black ownership exists? If you think you can ride that pony and turn us back into a donkey, well, I would say it's safe to say from me, Beatzilla PDX official, everybody here at the Beatzilla PDX official show, the chat, the grassroots, and the voices of new black media, I think I say I am safe to say I speak for them when we firmly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
All right, family, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you would like to put some money in the bucket by way of donation and support this channel, you can definitely do so by way of Cash App. And that is $Beatzillapdx. That's Cash App, $Beatzillapdx. Of course, we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we are about to get out of here. Like again, I said, for those of y'all who are in town this Sunday, we are going to be at Cathedral Park. We are closing out the Cathedral Park Jazz Festival with the Pleasure Tribute. So if you are familiar with the legendary band Pleasure, well, you know, aside from doing this, I've also recorded some music with them as well. So that being said, y'all come on out and come check that out. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it and see the other thing that I do, you know. So with that being said, family, stay away from suckers and stay away from low vibrational people, just like last one, who needs to be gone. I don't know why you call him last one left. He's the last one gone. But nonetheless, stay away from those low vibrational individuals because they don't mean you any good. You know what I'm saying? And keep an eye out and stay vigilant for this gender war that is upon us. They are going to try to come with this big, great gender divide, trying to get black women back on the Democratic plantation so they could ride that gravy train all the way on in to 2024. So let's be prepared. Let's stay black. Let's stay vigilant. Let's stay alive. And we are always going to keep it black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.